To anyone listening or watching, do you feel like you know who you are? And if your answer is, yeah, I feel like I'm discovering who I am, or yeah, I feel like I do, or I feel like there's more, but cool, great, that's good. If your answer is, I have no idea who I am, then we know that there is. And I know for me, one of my biggest challenges that I had to undo for myself coming out of the self growth world was self judgment. I went into the self growth world with a lot of self judgment, and I came out with almost just as much. Because in some of the workshops I was going to, and they were brilliant workshops, but as was the way back then, there was a lot of talk of, well, if you're not getting over this, if you're not healing, what's your resistance? What are you not looking at? It was kind of tough. And there's a value in that. There is a value in going, oh, yeah, have I got some resistance? But it should only be a consideration. It shouldn't be a rule. Because sometimes you consider it and you go, no, I haven't got resistance. It's just not the right time. It's just not the right alignment. And that's what the Z's taught me. They trained me to recognize when I was being judgmental on myself and my own process. They trained me to understand that it's okay that sometimes we're confused about what we're going through. It's okay that sometimes we think, wow, why is this coming back up from 30 years ago? They will say, good, celebrate it. Don't see it as a problem. The fact that you're aware that it's there and the fact that you have enough space in you to hold space for it, that's very different to if it would have hit me 30 years ago when I'd have just been in it. So, for example, 30 years ago, my anxiety would have looked like, oh my God, Tammy, what am I going to do? Tammy, I've just had this thing fall through. And Tammy, I don't know what to, Tammy. I'd have been on the phone to you like a mess. And that was all I knew. Now I can feel, I feel a bit wobbly. Maybe I should call Tammy. Well, hang on, let's just breathe. Okay, we've got some anxiety. Now I can be a little more cognizant of all the different things going on inside me and hold a wider space of observer. And that observer can then help parent me through what I couldn't parent myself through when I was younger. And in my case, I turned it into a sugar addiction very young in life and went through bulimia and all kinds of stuff in my teenage years with how I dealt with my sensitivity. And I think that's why this is such an important time for us to explore our sensitivity. Sometimes people go, oh, I need to become more sensitive. And I'm like, maybe, maybe not. Explore your sensitivity. Let's see who you're supposed to be, because everyone is unique and everyone is different. And one of the hardest things, I think, in any conversation like this is when you are trying to explain something to someone who maybe hasn't experienced it before, it's very tempting to fall into the trap of giving people generic answers that are going to make somebody think they're not doing it right because it won't be right for that person. So I'm always a little mindful of that when we try and pull this stuff apart. But I would say the fundamental issue is, to anyone listening or watching, do you feel like you know who you are? And if your answer is, yeah, I feel like I'm discovering who I am, or I feel like I do, or I feel like there's more, but cool, great, that's good. If your answer is, I have no idea who I am, then we know that there is, or I should say there are, a series of parts of you that for whatever reason have not yet been able to come forward. And that's why you're in your discovery phase. Most of us become seekers, either because the pain we're feeling is so great that it makes us have to turn somewhere to try and find something else, or because we know there's another dimension of reality that no one else is talking about, and we're going to go and find it. Now, I'm speaking as someone with our history, Tammy, but I think these days you can go to the internet and find so much. But 30, 40 years ago, you had to go and seek out the spiritual bookstore or it was a different quest back in the day.
Discover on-demand videos and docuseries, explore a full schedule of daily life classes, and become part of an incredible community. At Sounds True One, we invite you inward to find your way, your way.